No one knew their names. No one knew where they came from. No one even knew if they had families. They were known only by a single name, whispered in every village across the land. The three laughing monks. And they had one simple mission. They laughed. Yes, that was all they did. From dawn till dusk, from town to town, they carried nothing but the sound of laughter. Wherever they went, their arrival was impossible to ignore. Imagine this: a dusty road leading into a crowded village, merchants shouting their prices, children chasing one another barefoot, farmers carrying their tools, and suddenly, in the middle of it all, three monks, dressed in old robes, walking slowly to the town square. Then, without a single word, they stopped, looked at each other, and burst into laughter. At first, people thought they were mad. Strangers shook their heads. Some whispered, "What's wrong with them?" But slowly, something strange happened. One farmer, tired from his long day, found himself smiling. Then a child giggled, unable to resist. A merchant, holding his coins, dropped them as he laughed uncontrollably. Within minutes, the entire marketplace shook with laughter. And the monks, they laughed even louder, their faces glowing like the rising sun. That was their only teaching. No scriptures, no sermons, no rules, just pure, unshakable joy. The villagers would talk about it for days, and before the laughter faded, the three monks were gone, walking down the road toward another village, ready to ignite more joy. For years, they wandered like this, from the south to the north, from the coastal towns to the mountain villages. Their laughter echoed like a blessing across the land. They were loved everywhere they went. Parents told their children stories about them. Travelers carried tales of their laughter across provinces, and people began to believe that these monks were not ordinary men, but messengers of heaven itself. But then, one day, everything changed. In a quiet village in the northern province, the monks entered as always. They stood in the square. They laughed. The people gathered. But in the middle of it all, one of the monks suddenly sat down, smiled, and without a word, passed away. The laughter stopped. The villagers gasped. Some screamed. Children ran to their parents. The sound of joy turned into silence. The people rushed from the fields, leaving their work behind, just to see what had happened. They whispered among themselves, "Surely now the two monks will weep. Surely they will mourn their brother. Surely this is the end of their laughter." But to everyone's astonishment, the two monks looked at each other, looked at their friend lying still on the ground, and then burst into laughter louder than ever before. Their laughter was unstoppable. It rolled through the streets, shook the rooftops, and echoed through the mountains. The villagers were bewildered. How could they laugh in such a moment? How could they celebrate while death stood before them? Finally, some of the elders approached and asked, "Why are you laughing? Your friend is gone. Do you not feel sorrow? Do you not grieve?" And for the first time, the monks spoke. "Yesterday," they said, "on our way to your village, our dear brother made a bet. He said, 'I will die first, and I will win over both of you.' And now, he has won." The crowd gasped. Some covered their mouths in disbelief. Others looked at one another, confused yet strangely comforted. But the story did not end there. The old monk who had passed away had left behind one final request. He had written it down, knowing this day would come. It read, "When I leave this body, do not wash me. Do not change my robes. Do not adorn me. For through laughter, I remained pure. Not a single stain of this world touched me. Send me away just as I am." So the villagers honored his words. They carried him to the funeral pyre, dressed in the same old robes he wore that very morning. As the fire was lit, the flames rose high into the sky. But then, something miraculous happened. Suddenly, the fire cracked, and from beneath his robes, sparks shot out into the night sky. Red, gold, blue, green, brilliant fireworks exploded above the crowd, painting the heavens with colors never seen before. The villagers gasped in wonder. The children cheered. And once again, the whole village burst into laughter. It was as if the monk himself had prepared his final joke. Even in death, he gave the gift of joy. And so the two remaining monks stood beside the fire, laughing and laughing, their faces glowing in the light of the flames. That night, the people of the village understood something profound. Life is not meant to be a burden. It is not meant to be heavy with sorrow. It is meant to be celebrated. The monks taught no philosophy, yet they revealed the deepest truth. That laughter is not just a sound. It is freedom. It is purity. It is the very essence of being alive. And so the story of the three laughing monks spread across the land. Generations passed, kingdoms rose and fell, but the laughter of those three monks still echoes in the hearts of those who hear their tale. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, the next time you face hardship, the next time the world feels heavy, remember the monks. Look in the mirror and laugh. Not because your problems are small, but because your joy is greater. For laughter is not only the best medicine, it is the purest form of wisdom. This is Hill Wisdom, where stories remind you that joy, not sorrow, is the true path of life. Stay blessed.